Hello, Mero here. Wanted to make a PvP video about some rogue macros that I found that have helped a lot with the sub spec for PvP. Anyway, let's get down to this over here. So I'm at full season 12 honor bot gear. Now, I'm starting to work on buying the conquest gear, but I haven't gotten around to it. Anyway, that's a different story. The only conquest gear that I have bought, however, is the 2 rings. Now, I'm saving up for the daggers, but I can't quite get it yet because I need to still get some more seasoned earned. Anyway, besides the point. So in most of my gear, I've been gemming PvP power. I find that PvP power helps a lot with people that are stacking resistance. And so that's another good thing. As you can see there, I've got about 30% PvP power, which helps a great amount with this macro. The other thing that I find that helps out a lot is mastery, because of the one thing it says right there, increases the damage done by your finishing moves. Now that will be eviscerate, which is down here, right there, eviscerate. Look at that. Alrighty. Now the other thing is crit rating. Crit rating is another great thing because of spamming ambush. Spamming ambush is the greatest thing in the world for this macro, and it's pretty much the whole macro. But anyway, that's besides the point. So let's get down to the other things that help out this macro a lot. I pick Pearl Milk Tea because of that 200 mastery gain. So let's go ahead and put that on. Now, the other thing that I use is I use Monk's Elixir because of that increase in mastery. So that will obviously help out my eviscerate. So let's go ahead and put that on. So as you can see, I'm about 50% 50% mastery. Sorry about that. Now, the other thing that I will need to show you is the talents. Now, anticipation is an absolute must for this, because when you're spamming the ambush with Shadow Blades procced, if you do not have ambush, or sorry, if you do not have anticipation, then you're just wasting combo points, because it's like when you have 10 saved up, that's 2 instant eviscerates, which is just, that's pretty much where you get the big burst damage because of mastery and all that sort of stuff. Now, I've picked Shadow Focus because I find that the ambush starter, it seems nicer to not have to, have energy wasted, and you can just start pure into the burst with your full amount of energy. Now, mind you, maybe some other people might use sub, or they might use Night Stalker. It doesn't really matter. I personally find that Shadow Focus works better. I mean, I have been fiddling around with Night Stalker, and I mean, it it has been a bonus for some things, but I've found that the 100% energy starting has been a bit better than just a couple K difference in a starting ambush. So anyway, so that's the talents. The rest of them, it doesn't really matter. I mean, preparation, I'd say, is the next nicest sort of thing, because if, say for example, in a BG and a duel situation, if you can't get that burst off quick enough for whatever the reason, then at least if you need to use Vanish and Cloak of Shadows twice, you can, which is a very good thing. So anyway, other than that, that's the talents. So here, let's put the macro right up there. Alrighty. So the first macro that I use is hashtag show tooltip. So with that is, it just shows the it shows like the actual picture that the logo is. You don't have to do that. I just personally find it better, because then I know what's being used next. So my first macro is show tooltip slash cast premeditation slash cast slice and dice. Now you can't put that in order. You have to hit enter after that, because then what you do is you just double click it, and it'll instantly apply premeditation onto the target and instantly cast slice and dice, which is great for the starting of the fight. Now, my next macro for this is, again, put the hashtag show tooltip. I mean, you don't have to. It's not a needed. I just, as I said before, I prefer to have it there. So the next thing would be slash cast shadow dance enter /cast shadow blades, because the reason why you want shadow blades is for one, your auto attacks do shadow damage instead, which they do a bit more than your regular, and it also generates double the combo points than what it normally does. So that means you can get twice as many eviscerates off than what you could without that. So anyway, so you put that in, /use trinket. Now the trinket that I use is this one right here, which increases agility by 4,000. So when I use that and the other thing, which is up next, which is /use Virmen's bite, which also increases agility by 4,000, so that's about 8,000 total. That adds a huge amount of attack power. Huge amount of attack power. So that's where also this macro comes into play. And so that's pretty much the macros that I use. Let's go see it in action. Mayor here. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see some more gaming videos.